You've stayed at this mountain too long.
Grief can be a hard mountain to climb. I know, I understand it. I've experienced it in my life. But too often we stay stuck in our grief, whether it be the loss of a loved one, the loss of a dream, the loss of a relationship, whatever the grief is we're feeling with, often it stops us dead in our tracks. And too many people have stopped at Mount Grief and set up their tent and stayed there, and they haven't worked through the grief, they haven't moved forward, and they're still stuck there, unable to deal with the hurt and the pain that they've experienced. And that's not God's will for His children. I understand. In this chapter, we looked at one of the most difficult days of my life, the day my mom passed away, and I discussed the extreme grief I felt, coupled a lot with because of all the years we didn't have a relationship, and then how God had restored our relationship, and now my mom was gone. And we talk about that pain, and how God helped me work through the grief, the process we took. God's will is not for anybody to get stuck in their grief. He wants you to face it, to work through the grief, and then to move on. There is hope on the other side of Grief Mountain. You can move forward. Life will get better. It's only a season. You can't make it the rest of your life. You need to be invincible, rise up, and climb this mountain, because through God you are invincible, even from the extreme grief that you've experienced in your life.
We all have mountains. Fear and doubt. Health issues, finances, broken relationships, abuse and anger, shame and failure. The list goes on and on. It's time to conquer our mountains and enter our promised land. Through God, we are invincible. Order your copy today, available at mantourministries.com and other online retailers.